Hey guys, welcome back. I haven't seen this really anywhere. I haven't seen anybody actually do a video talking about this yet. So I figured if nobody has, I figured I would. And I came across this this article, and something very interesting. I mean, we all know about the basic tire fire that is the Arizona Coyotes. I've done numerous videos on them, and how they're not well liked in the communities that they're in. They're moving to a 5,000 seat venue at Arizona State, which, when everything's done there, they'll only be staring at about 3,200 seats. And I think I did a video. I think I did a video talking a little bit about what the ticket prices were going to be and how absolutely outrageous a lot of them are. Which is, I don't know. I think it's nuts that some of these seats, in a 5,000 seat building, to see a not really good hockey team, how are you going to fill that arena up? But the interesting thing, I mean, they're going to be playing at Arizona State for at least the next 3 years, maybe 4. But I saw this came out that if the Coyotes get an arena deal done, Gary Bettman and the NHL are seeking a 30-year commitment from the Coyotes, which means that if they get an arena deal done, they will have to sign something that says they will not move. They cannot be moved for 30 years. 30 years? Are you nuts? And just reading one of the tweets here in the article, it says, NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman says he endorses the Coyotes' plan for a new arena in Tempe without reservation. And if approved, they will have to sign a document stating they're not allowed to move. And the update here, it will be a 30-year non-relocation agreement. So it doesn't matter how much money they lose. It wouldn't matter how many fans don't go to see them. It won't matter how bad they are. They won't be allowed to move. Now that obviously is contingent on the new arena deal. The new arena has to be agreed upon. The new arena has not been agreed upon yet. So it's just, and I mean, I think this is a developing story, so there's more. I think there's going to be potentially more to this. But yeah, the Arizona Coyotes pleading their case for a new arena in Tempe. There's much talk about the team and its future. Commissioner Gary Bettman has expressed his full support for their proposition, but has conditions in exchange, and that's where you get the 30-year non-relocation agreement. 30 years. I mean, that's insane. I mean, that is absolutely insane. And again, there's nothing saying that Tempe has even approved the new arena yet. The city council still hasn't met on that. And there's still basically a 50-50 shot that it will not get approved. So, yeah, a 30-year non-relocation clause would keep Arizona in Tempe or Arizona for a very long time. That would effectively kill any conjecture of the team relocating to Quebec, Houston, or another city anytime soon. Why? What? 30 years? They've been there for 25 years and they've never turned a profit. They have never made money there. And the league is okay with keeping them there for another 30 years? You're telling me the owners are going to be okay with that? Because it was interesting listening to Steve Dangle and his guys on his podcast discuss how the revenue sharing works and how the Arizona Coyotes, there's no way they can participate in this. And how are the other owners gonna take this if they're supporting a team that can't participate in the revenue sharing program as part of the collective bargaining agreement, and even when they get the money from the revenue sharing, it's not that much. I think what did they say? They figured it out. It's only like $5 million that they get as part of the revenue sharing deal from the collective bargaining agreement. That's not much. That's not very much at all. So I think that is absolutely ludicrous. And I mean, reading something like this honestly makes me wish that Tempe would shoot the deal down even more now. Because the fact that the NHL, number one, they have been okay with letting this team flounder in Arizona for this was their 26th season. They've let this team flounder, not make a dime. But and they will not move them. I mean, I understand they have invested a lot of time into this team. They owned them. The league owned them for what? 4 years? 5 years? So yes, they've invested a lot of time and a lot of money to keep this team afloat. To me, there's no keeping this team afloat. I mean, I can't see it. And the fact that and the thing is the Coyotes, they have nobody to blame for this situation but themselves. They really don't. I mean, they are literally over a barrel. I mean, there's nothing that they can really say no to, because Arizona State, I mean, they basically have to do whatever Arizona State wants, or Arizona State will say, well, you're not playing out of here then. The whole behavior clause thing, and they have to pay everything up front at the start of each season. I don't know how they're going to do that. I really don't. This is, I don't know. But the fact that if the new arena deal gets signed off on, the fact that the league would say you can't move this team for 30 years? 30 years. Do you know exactly how many teams in the NHL can last 30 years that have lasted 30 years? I mean, you've got the original 6. Calgary, they've lasted 40 plus years in Calgary since moving from Atlanta, but the 2 Atlanta franchises didn't even last a total of 20. The Minnesota North Stars, they moved on to Dallas after their, 26th year? Where now the Minnesota Wild are almost, they're coming up on what is it, 22 years? So, I mean, they're not too far away from the amount of time the North Stars were here. I don't understand this. A 30-year deal to keep the team there. Now who knows? Tempe may approve the arena deal, and they might sell out like crazy. Because back in when they were looking for a new arena in the first place, they were trying to get an arena in Scottsdale. And that got shot down, which is why they ended up building the arena all the way out in Glendale, which, ended up not being the best spot to be in. And listening to another podcast, the NHL fought so hard to keep this team in Arizona when Jim Balsley tried to buy the Coyotes and actually had agreed to buy the Coyotes. But the NHL took him to court, swore that Glendale is the best place for the team because he was going to move them to Hamilton. He tried this with two other teams, and the NHL, of course, shot them all down because for whatever reason they don't think an NHL team would work in Hamilton, Ontario. I mean, maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't. I guarantee Hamilton would be better in Arizona. This team would have done a lot better in Hamilton than it has in Arizona. So, but I mean, that's where they had said that, Glendale's the perfect place for this team. Really? Because you've been saying the last few years Glendale doesn't work. Okay, so Glendale was the perfect place when they were on the verge of moving to Hamilton. But after that, Glendale's not a good fit for the team. So here they are. They're out of Gila River. The lease is done. The city of Glendale got fed up and they said, we're done. We're out. So that puts the Coyotes where they are now. They're about to go into a 5,000 seat venue. When it's all said and done, when the construction and the renovation and all that's done, when they build the locker rooms and all that, you're talking about a 3,200 capacity building where, I mean, college hockey teams have bigger buildings than that. Our Minnesota high school state tournament draws more than Arizona State does, than the Coyotes will at Arizona State. Even if they fill the arena to capacity, 3,200 seats, we draw at our high school state tournament here in Minnesota more than that for the games. It's insane. And the fact that now you are going to say that if the Tempe arena comes to pass, well, now they have to sign a 30-year non-relocation agreement. That to me is absolutely nuts. How you can expect a team that has gone 26 years without ever turning a profit, and now you're expecting them to sign a 30-year non-relocation thing? I've never heard of anything like that from the NHL. I've never heard the NHL say to any team, you are not allowed to move for X amount of years. I take that back. Wait. I think they did do that with Tom Dundon when he bought the Carolina Hurricanes. I think they did that. I might have told a lie there. I think they told Tom Dundon that he could not move the Carolina Hurricanes for, I think, 7 years or 8 years after he bought the team. So I think there's that, but 7 or 8 years, that's one thing. This is 30. This is 30 years. I don't get it. I don't know. I think that's completely nuts. And I mean, I don't know. And somebody said in a comment that I had put, talking about, how everything to do with this team has just been a complete and unmitigated disaster. And he's like, well, and the guy who commented was like, well, it's not a total disaster. They have these beautiful Kachina jerseys. And I'm like, that's true. Their jerseys are nice. Other than that, they're a complete tire fire. A complete tire fire. And this just adds another layer to the tire fire. But again, it all hinges on Tempe. It all hinges on if they get the arena in Tempe. And the city of Tempe has not said anything on that yet. You got to think that's going to come up for a vote soon. Maybe sometime during the summer. It might happen. Maybe before the next hockey season starts. I don't know. But yeah, 30-year non-relocation agreement. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, I figured I'd throw that out there because I don't think anybody else has really talked about that. And yeah, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. What do you guys think? Do you think it's absolutely nuts? Or do you think that, hey, that's guaranteed to keep the team there no matter how bad they are, no matter how much money they lose, they can never leave. They could never leave Arizona. Do you guys think that's a good idea? Do you think it's totally nuts? I think it's totally nuts. But again, it depends on on Tempe. And do you think the Tempe deal gets? Do you think it gets approved, or does it get shot down? I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on that. I thank you guys for being here, and if you're new to the channel, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you watch the video, that I'd let you know, this is all I talk about. Everything and anything hockey related. Jersey unboxings, jersey collection videos, talking about stuff like this. Any other kind of news. Basically anything hockey related that I can think of to talk about, I talk about. And if that's the kind of content you guys are looking for, you can get that right here. And hopefully you guys will enjoy it. And if you enjoy it, hit that subscribe button down there. I would gladly appreciate it. I would love to have you be a part of the channel because, I want to have all the hockey fans be a part of the channel. I'd love to have every hockey fan I can find. And again, let me know your guys' thoughts, ideas. Do you think a 30-year non-compete? Non-compete, yeah, pretty much. Do you think a 30-year non-relocation clause is good for the team? Do you think it's nuts? And does Tempe get approved? Do they get approved or do they not? And if they don't get approved, what do they do then? I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on that. Again, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you were able to get all the way through to the end of the video, and hopefully you enjoyed listening to me rant again about something else that comes up about the Arizona Coyotes. So let me know your guys' thoughts. Let me know your ideas. And again, if you're new and you like the videos, hit that subscribe button down there. And talk to you guys again very soon.